One TV special report.
Okay, we have, during the renewal of the business permits or during the application of new business permits, na ang magyud na mo appear sa regulatory fees ang garbage collection fee. So, para maklaro na to, affected ba ni siya from the office of the city treasurer.
Yes, good afternoon everyone. With regards to business renewal and the proposed ordinance for the amendment of garbage collection fees does not affect our computation because we already had our relating to business garbage fees. So that's all.
Thank you, Ma'am Maricho. So it is clear na dili pareho ang rates sa regulatory fees o sa kaning special collection fees. Yes, from the Chinese Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Arthur Chan.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. I'm from Sams Filipino Chinese Chamber of Commerce. Para maklaro, no? Sayo na nato isang para na akong nakulinsip. Ang akong pagsabot is katong regular nga pohon sa ato ang business permit fee. Nga garbage fee, ang uban nagbayad of 5,000, uban nagbayad of 10,000, padayon. So, kung padayon, does it mean katong ordinaryong mga tindahan nga dili sama-sama junk shop, katong kada adlaw na yung mga papel, na yung mga usaduha ka basket nga, usaduha ka kaning sako nga basura, padayon gyapon ang collection ang suimo.
From the SWEMO,
Yeah.
we can have the answer from the SWEMO.
Please, manayan niya po.
Padayon. So, ang atong istoryahan karon is katong ako kay volume, kinahanglan mo bayad o extra. Kinahanglan na special arrangement with the SWEMO.
Yes, scheduling. Yes. Arrange with time for pick-up. Yes, from our city administrator.
So, thank you, Madam Chair. So, yes sir, balik itong business fees na rates na to sa ato ang garbage fees for the business permits which are classified according to the nature of business. Kung retailer at kayo katong mag-depende sa area bitaw kato imong kiingon sir na mag-vary 10,000, 15,000 based on area man kung padayon record to siya. Ang inihihisgutan na 2,500 per trip is katutong aside sa inyong day-to-day na kanang naagin mo'y special request sa pag-collect sa basura, muna to ang pagbayad sa service fee na 2,500.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Well understood, Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ma'am Rodessa. Thank you, Mr. Arthur Chan. Anybody from any other questions? Mr. Tan Keto?
Nagdawan ko, nagpa-power po o mga used tires kay exclusively from our warehouse. Ma'am, do you classify that as the special pick, no? Atong tires na yung i-campaign mo ito, ma'am, na Madam Chair, na kung na may used tires, pwede niya po ako, maski special yung niya po, ma'am. What I mean, about next time when we have plenty of used tires, special pick na ba, ang treatment na ma'am?
Engineer, but before our good engineer will reply, I'll call for a short recess, for 1 minute recess.
To answer the query of Sir Priscine Tanqueto, the collection of tires, used tires, is part of the collection of SWEMO. So it was a regular collection. Katungan time, nag-campaign yun me kay kusog po kayo ang dengue ato. And mo to siya prevention sa dengue. So dili to siya special trip. Amo ang ito siyang scheduled collection. So, bantay lang mo sa amo ang Facebook na page. Kaya dito lang po na mo i-announce kano sa, wala pa dyan ko ka-get over sa akong pagka-retire ni kayo makainom pa dyan ko amo ano. So, tanawa lang ninyo ang Facebook page. Kaya dito ma-post ang swemo sa next schedule sa collection sa mga used tires.
Thank you, Engineer. I hope that answers the questions and concern of Mr. Persitan Geto. Any other concerns regarding the basura from Honorable Lorly Fuentes?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, naagay nag-ask na po ani before, Madam Chair, regarding sa lessee and lessor sa basura. So, I don't know kung kinsay pwede mo tubag ani either the BPLO, the city treasurers. So, regarding din siya sa lessor and lessee, is na I concern ngano daw ang lessor kolektahan og basura na which is ang lessee man mo ay nag-occupy sa giparent. So, pwede ba nato mapangutana ang ato ang BPLO or ang atong city treasurers for this matter?
Yes, Honorable Lorly Fuentes, this will be addressed and be clarified and is already practiced by our BPLO head, Ma'am Rotelsa Guano.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, this issue with regard to the lessor or lessee arrangement of garbage collection is addressed already in the ordinance, the amendment of ordinance for garbage fees as well. I think it's in 2023, December of 2023. Yes, along with it, the amendments to the requirements as well of the business permit at that time. So it was already clarified there that the arrangement shall be based on who is occupying the premise or the building or the location of the business. So it was already, that issue is already addressed. So sa City Treasurer's Office, clarified that wala na nagbayad si lessor. Si lessee ra ang nagabayad. So I hope that clears.
Thank you for the clarification and confirmation, Ma'am Rotelsa Guano. So, it is clear now that, and also being practiced na only the lessor pays, only the lessee, ang katong nag-rent, maure mo bayad sa garbage fee. So, one of the items na nag-remove na nato during the latest amendment na only the lessee ang katong nag-renter ra ang mobayad ang tag-iya sa building na wala diha nagpuyo, wala diha nag-operate, dili na mobayad sa iyang garbage fee. Then may appear na to siya sa iyang business permit, wala kay item dito nga garbage fee. So, any other concerns before we end up section 3? Yes,
I am
Sir
Dominic Sami City Chamber of Commerce. This is with respect to the lessor and the lessee. Now, the lessor has to apply for his business permit being the owner of the building, right? Then, at the time when we apply for application for business permit, there is already payment case for the basura, garbage. Am I right? No. I am a lessor. I have a boarding house. I have a boarding house. Then there is, I have to execute a contract of lease and leasing, lessor and leasing. then I have to renew my business yearly. At the time of the renewal of my business permit, it is already there, included in the fees for the garbage fee. Right? Now, are we going to are we going to charge the leasing for that matter?
Yes, Mr. Doming Candano.
No. I am moving eliminated.
Ay, yun. I'm so sorry. My apologies. So we got your point, Mr. Doming Elemento. So I think this matter, this concern is going away with our topic, but we can still entertain that question so that we are clarified. And please, the city treasurer will give enlightenment to that matter. Briefly.
Good afternoon again, everyone. With regards to your question, sir, ang assessment nato sa garbage fees para sa mga lessor. Actually, ang lessor daghang klase. Lessor kag commercial building, lessor kag apartment, lessor kag boarding house. So lessor ang tawag nila tanan. But ang lessor sa boarding house and apartment is with garbage fees. Kaya actually, ang imong mga boardingers, ang imong mga nag-stay dito is wala na po ang business permit. So, ang garbage fees na sa inyo, sir. Apartment, wala po, residential, wala po nag-look at business permit ang mga nag-occupy. So, ang garbage fees na sa inyo, sir. Pero, with regards sa commercial building, lahat lang ang inyong parintahan or building, which is wala pa diha ang mga lessee ang nag-stay, nag-occupy for commercial purposes. Ikaw na lessor, ako nga commercial building is wala garbage fees. So, kana ang i-clarify, daghang klase sa lessor, but ang lessor of commercial building ang wala garbage fees.
Thank you very much. I get your point. Now, another thing, this is another clarification with respect to the disposal of the garbage. Now, there is such now an amendment of this piece, am I right? Now, as explained by our former swing, Engineer Burti, that before the nag-charge sila of 500 pesos, am I right? Now, karon, this is a point of clarification that there will be additional fees in case the taxpayer would request a special request. Special request to get the basura from their establishment with the payment of 2,500, am I right? So this is the only one probably being amended. But sa i-explain ninyo, as is gihapon ang basura sa diha ini-renew na to sa ato ang business permit. Klaro na, klaro. Regulatory. Klaro na siya.
Yes, Mr. Doming Elemento. So please be direct to the point of your question. Your last question is...
The point of my question is, what is being amended is only for those katutuan special request na doon ay charge ka 2,500.
Yes, from 500 pesos.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, again, after the section 3 amendment, we move up. Section 2 amendment. It's the amendment on the tax rates for contractors and independent contractors. Please, ganina na-presented naman ni. So, let us show it in the screen. On the screen, we have the new rate for business taxation on contractors and independent contractors. So what we have here, nakita na to sa atong screen, there are adjustments on the amount of tax in the old, in the existing ordinance. Let's go up to the, no, not the one. The contractor. Not by contractor, di ba? That took 1 million or more. 1 million or more, but less than 2 million for the contractor and independent contractors. So the tax rate there is, the proposed amendment is 17,250. In the existing ordinance, it is 5,003 with 2.50 centavos. Any comments on these adjustments from the contractor and independent contractors? Ma'am Elvitan, you have reactions on this? You have the floor. Honorable Chaplain, please.
Madam, I would like to raise the point on this existing rate, particularly on distributors and contractors, because distributors and contractors do exceed on their gross sales. Say for example, if the contractor has a contract of about 100 million, or even the distributor, so how much will 100 million be? Of 75% of 1%.
Yes, thank you, Ma'am Elvitan, for the specific concern. So we're talking here on the contractors and other independent contractors. Let us first define who are this sector from the legal counsel. Before we proceed, my apologies for not properly introducing and recognizing our new SWEMO officer, Engineer Bundaco. Please stand up to be recognized. He is our new SWEMO officer after Engineer Tetis. So let's proceed, attorney from the table of Attorney Francis Solita. Who are the contractors first? Because I think Ma'am Elvitan mentioned distributors. Or
Yeah, I may mention on the distributors and contractors, because these are the people, these are the establishments which normally have more than 100 or 50 million, even 50 million gross sales.
Yes.
But we have to consider also how much are they going to pay on the 75% of 1%, because we are talking here about gross sales.
yes. Thank you, Ma'am Elvitan. So, Attorney Francis Solita, we are confining the Section 2 on contractors and independent contractors. Who are they? Are they also the same with distributors?
Madam Chair, the local government code as well as our own ordinance, Ordinance 59-13, has a definition, a comprehensive definition of what it means to be a contractor. So if I may be allowed to read the definition, contractor includes persons, natural or juridical, not subject to professional tax under Section 139 of the Local Government Code, whose activity consists essentially of the sale of all kinds of services for a fee, regardless of whether or not the performance of the service calls for the exercise or use of the physical or mental faculties of such contractor or employees. So the term contractor shall include general engineering, general building, and specialty contractors as defined under applicable laws. Distributors, on the other hand, has a different. So, what this ordinance, this proposed amendment seeks to, the limitations of which will try to confine it to retailers and contractors only, Madam Chair.
Yes, and for the Section 3, for the Section 2, it's for the contractors. And the retailers will be discussed in the Section 1.
Yes.
After we discuss the contractors amendment, we set tax rate first.
Okay, Madam Chair, noted on that. But then I would like to get a comprehensive computation on gross sales for contractors. specifically for 100 million.
Yes. Attorney Solita, can you present to us a sample computation on the request of Ma'am Elvitan on the amount of base sample amount of 100 million siguro?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Madam Chair. However, this office would like to emphasize that the original text of Ordinance 1059-15 did not change the applicable rate in excess of 2 million. So it's still,
Or more.
it's still,
Yes.
it's still 2 million, the tax rate for 2 million or more is still taxed at a rate not exceeding 75% of 1%. In the 2020 amendments, specifically Ordinance 1187-2020, it's made to be read as for every 2 million or more, it's still taxed at a rate of 75% of 1%. This proposed ordinance, Madam Chair, still carries with it the same terminology in words. If you have a rate of 2 million or more, you will still be taxed at a rate of 75% of 1%. So ever since the inception of Ordinance 1059-13, the rate for contractors, specifically those whose gross sales have accumulated more than 2 million, have not changed.
So that's still 750 million.
There really is no change, Madam Chair, since as to the 2 million or more.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Attorney Francis. So if we look at the screen, and we can see there the ranges of the amount. No, only up to 2 million na ay change, na ay adjustments. So in the existing ordinance, 5,333 raman to ang rate. Pero ngayon sa amending ordinance, 17, paki-highlight, kids, ang 17. Yeah, 17,250 instead of 5,000. After that, the same rate still applies. 75% of 1%. So pila ang 100 million, 1% of 100 million is 1 million. So 75% of that 750,000 ang iyahang babayad. Still the same with the existing ordinance. Only the amounts below 2 million are adjusted. So okay na ba, Tana? Clear na ba? Wala tayo comments on the contractors' adjustments. I think most of the contractors fall under the 2 million up nga mga contracts or ilang gitawag na gross sales fall. So, we now, okay, Mr. Tan Percy.
Observation. The last nadikit at 2 million at ang bakong proposed ordinance of 2 million or more at a rate not exceeding 50% open close parenthesis 75% or 1%.
Yes, Madam Chair. We would like to manifest that the intent was really to carry over the original text from Ordinance 1059-13. See, we would not, 75%.
Secondly, typographical error.
Noted on that, Mr. Percy.
Secondly, I think nobody will object on this new proposed rate, especially the small contractors and independent contractors, because the new proposed rate from 5,000 up to 2 million or below 2 million, kaya naubos man ino na itong rate, right sir? O, di ba? So, nagkanikalipay sa itong small contractors, kaya naubos man ito sa itong previous ordinance. Para ito ang comment. And we are glad that we don't have to defend anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Percy Angueto. So now we can move to the most vital and interesting topic. The amendment as per stated in section 1. As per stated in section 1. I think most of us have already prepared their manifestations and their comments, but I would like to start, and this was also being presented earlier, and I would like to start with the Committee on Business, Trade and Industry, Honorable Kathleen. And then we again go to the comments from the business sector and from the stakeholders, and lastly from the city councilors.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Previous na to nga amendment that was 2020 sa Madam Chair, no? Ako lang isa-isay ang sa una nga nung nag-amend ni during the time of our beloved, hardworking, now a congressman, Ando Maminal. Nag-lower of rates ang LGU. So, ang among gi-amend before, mas mubo sa previous nga rate. Now, ang akong observation sa proposed... sorry.
Can I just back in a little bit? The one adjusted during the 20 latest amendment was an adjustment on wholesalers rate. But now the amendment is on the retailers sector, which was not part of the amendment during the last time we had one. So
yes, Madam Chair, I already said that we amended the wholesalers before 2020. Gimubo na mo ang rate sa wholesalers, distributors, or dealers. And karon nga proposed amendment by proposed ordinance, the amendments of for retailers, dako siya o kanang increase. Ang akong pangutan na Madam Chair, unsay purpose sa pagpadako kaayo sa rate sa atong retailers? Unsay tumong, unsay purpose, o nganong dako atong lower rates? Ay ato ang pagsaka sa taxes sa ato ang retailers na sa una nabubo ta because we know nga honest kayo ang atong mga business sector sa ilahang pag-declare sa ilahang gross sales. And nahimo gani tang from third class before 2020 third class si tita na namubo na nato atong tax rates ning tungtong pa man ganita pagka second class despite na nagpamubo tag rate. It is because honest kayo ang ato ang mga business sector nga naa sila'y mga promises sa support sa LGU nga with all honesty mo declare me sa among gross sales. And mo na ning resulta na nahimo tang second class sa city. So ang ako lang is unsay purpose nganong nagtaas kayo ta sa ato ang proposed tax rate for the retailers ug nganong nagpataas para mahubad sa nato unsa gi rason nganong nagkasaka kag rates karon dara sa ta magsugod sa pangutan.
Thank you, the Honorable Kathleen. So, the answers to the query of the Honorable Kathleen will be handled by our city legal team and the city treasurers, so that the information that we will get from them will add or will aid to the presentation of this amending to this amendment. So we will start with Ma'am Protesa Uano, and then the ato ang legal officers, either Attorney Francis or Attorney Cassie, and then by our, let's hear from our city treasurers before we go to the stakeholders' point of view. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. So good afternoon once again, and to our dear business taxpayers, okay pa na? So today, this ordinance is a proposal to revise our local business tax rates. We understand that any change in the tax rates is a serious matter. That is why transparency and fairness are our priorities, and that's why we are all here. As we have made mention earlier in one of the whereases of the ordinance, the BLGF, or the Bureau of Local Government Finance, has recommended that the current business tax rates on retailers and contractors be brought into full conformity with the Local Government Code of 1991. But before that, what is BLGFPI? What is Bureau of Local Government Finance? And why are we bound to implement the recommendations and their findings from the recent evaluation? They conducted their evaluation last August here in LGU Ozami City with the City Treasurer's Office. So the Bureau of Local Government Finance, or the BLGF, is an attached agency to the Department of Finance. It has the jurisdiction over the fiscal and financial affairs of all local government units in the Philippines, which includes provinces, cities, municipalities, and barangays. In fact, the appointment of local treasurers are subject to their approval. The BLGF primarily exercises administrative and technical supervision over local treasury and assessment operations. The BLGF's jurisdiction encompasses various functions related to local government finance, a few of which include, if you will allow me, assisting in policy formulation and implementation regarding local government revenue administration and fund management. Second, providing technical assistance and consultative services to LGUs on matters such as local taxation, real property assessment, and revenue generation. And third, monitoring LGU compliance, evaluating fiscal performance, and managing financial reporting systems like the ESRE or our electronic statement of receipts and expenditures. This is the financial document of an LGU. So the City Treasurer's Office, through its City Treasurer, Madam Julie Fena Pinkett, in the performance of her duties under the Local Government Code, to advise the Sangguniang concerned regarding the disposition of local government funds and such other matters relative to public finance, including amendments to local tax ordinances, sought to review the ordinance upon recommendation of the BLGF. So upon careful examination thereof, it is found that it is imperative that we have to revise the rates as the findings show that the same contradict the principle of progressive system of taxation as mandated by the Constitution. So to illustrate, sa tuwang existing tax ordinance karon, if your gross sales, kay diba, as what was shown, by bracket ang atuang amounts. So if your gross sales is 5,999, we'll start off small. You are taxed 196 pesos and 60 centavos, which is 3.28% of the basis of the gross sales. However, if your gross sales is 1,999,999, you are taxed 27 pesos, which is only, 27,000, which is only 1.35% of 1,999,999. So meaning, si 1,999,000 nga mas dako kaysa 5,999, mas na-tax siya at 1% only in comparison to the 3.28%, which is contradictory to the progressive system of taxation. To further illustrate, kani mas klaro, in the same tax bracket, makita ninyo diha, 1 million. If your gross sales is 1 million pesos, you are taxed 27,000, which is 2.7% of your gross sales. However, if your gross sales again, we're going to use the same example, 1,999,999, because again, the bracket is 1 million or more but less than 2 million. You are taxed still at 27,000, but which is only 1.35% of 1,999,999.